And Matt, technical difficulties here, so I'm trying to work through it.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. This morning we're honored to have Jack with Soil Action on. I'll just cut it short here and turn it over to Jack because I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to give us for updates today. So take it away,
All right.
Jack.
Right. Thanks, Lauren. And thanks, everybody, for joining this morning. Um, Quick refresher for everybody. Soil Action is building real time soil chemistry analysis platform. So the objective here is for you to be able to get out in your fields and find out your soil's nutrition and other soil properties that impact nutrition and availability. So it's actually been a pretty exciting 2026 for us. Um, Bob Recker, who is on this call as well, works with us. Bob is doing all the torture testing on our early prototypes for what we call the SAM Live unit. SAM Live is our sort of product name for the unit that will bolt on to tractor or other implements, and you will haul it around in your field to basically get significantly more data, uh, i.e., soil sample measurements on the go while you're doing work you would be doing otherwise. So the unit is currently designed and attached to Bob's John Deere planter unit. And we've been out in the field with version one of the SAM Live device. Bob got a couple hundred hours on that, dragging it around various fields. Um, like I said, torture testing it because we know that this device needs to survive rocks, needs to survive backing up, needs to survive all of the rigors of farming out in the wild. And got a couple of bumps and bruises, but we didn't kill it. And actually, that was sort of the intention. Anytime you take your first product out into the wild, uh, the objective is to get some hours on it and then try and kill it to see what you need to improve. And the thing, as Timex used to say, it took a licking and it's still ticking. And but the learnings from that first run out in the fields is that we got really great signals all the way up to 3 miles an hour, and then we got a lot of noise. And clearly, 3 miles an hour isn't going to work for real agriculture. So we got the other engineering firm, eOptic, that we're working with on the optics for receiving the signals um, on the go. And we tested a new NIRS board. So again, NIRS, near infrared spectroscopy, is the technology that we use. And we use all off the shelf components. So they sourced another uh, off the shelf part for us, built us a quick version of the Sam Live device, brought it out to Iowa, and we put it on Bob's tractor, and we were off and running. We've got film of Bob running. Uh, well, we've got film of Bob running over 15 miles an hour, and he looked like he was having a lot of fun. But we didn't necessarily get great signal at 15 miles an hour, but we did get good, reliable signal up to 12 miles an hour, which was a huge breakthrough because the market has told us we need to go at 10 miles an hour. So we have high confidence that when we release the SAM Live unit towards the end of this year, that we'll be able to deliver speeds up to 10 miles an hour with great confidence. And that's a huge breakthrough because that's never been done before. And I mean, everyone on this call has probably used or uses a smart firmer and understands that device collects a subset of the data that we are looking to make available to you guys in real time. So on that front, our model has responded amazingly in terms of its learning speed. Today, we are delivering total mineral nitrogen, ammonium, nitrate, phosphorus, potassium, and pH. And we are currently training on soil organic matter, CEC, base saturation, as well as sulfur. Now, I didn't mention calcium and magnesium because we're going to accomplish that within the framework of base saturation. So this summer, we anticipate releasing the features of all the secondaries as well as base saturation, CEC, and soil organic matter. And for the record, since you're recording here, Lauren, every time we upgrade the model, all of that is free. Every time we release a feature, the price of using SAM does not go up. The subscription price will always be the same, and it's our intention to deliver all 13 nutrients as well as other valuable soil properties. I was just sitting in a meeting out at Hefty Seed Rockwell a couple of days ago, Wednesday morning, and one of the agronomists said, well, we need pH, buffer pH as well. Okay, putting it on the list. Another agronomist said, hey, it'd be great if you could give us a nematode measurement. So we're thinking about that and how to go about getting that trained up on the model. And so for us, the way we go about doing that is we collect soil from the regions that the product is going to operate in, and we process that data, we ground truth a whole bunch of it, and then we dope it. Doping is the process of altering a ground truth sample, either chemically or environmentally. And that way we know that we can scale up the amount of true ground truth information that we use to train our models. And at the end of the day, that's important to you guys. You have to have faith that our models are accurate. And so today, I think at last count, we're up to something like 10,000 ground truth samples that have gone out to labs. I am extrapolating that based on the fact that I've written checks for about $160,000 this year to various labs. And so you should know that we're not just out there sort of winging it, but we have a very rigorous process that we use to get our data. And then we use that data to train it up on the features that you find important. So that is the progress on the SAM handheld, or on the SAM Live unit. The SAM handheld unit, by its name, infers that we have an NIRS device. It's about, I don't know, maybe twice the thickness of my cell phone and about as tall as my cell phone. And it's in the market now in Iowa, Minnesota, and Illinois. That device is, we refer to it as a bridge to the Sam Live because that's what everybody really wants to get their hands on. But we have heard from lots of farmers and agronomists that there is absolutely use cases to have a handheld unit. The first most illuminating one was from all the strip till and no till guys that want to know what the nutrition looks like at depths deeper than their planting furrow. So again, Sam Live rides behind a disc opener today on a planter. That's the first application. So that device is reading 2 to 4 inches down in a furrow. But if you want to know what's happening at 6 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches, well, I've got a guy who wants to pull 24-inch cores and measure them every 2 inches. That's an application for a handheld device. So this gives you guys an opportunity to test drive our models, get comfortable with the way that we're delivering data to you. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me that when I go out and demonstrate this thing in the field, which I was doing all week in Iowa, that when the results come back after about a minute, that there isn't sort of this aha moment from farmers about how valuable it is to have that data in the moment. So another great use case that we got exposed to this week, we were introduced to a crop scout who is out doing early season, and he'll do mid-season crop scouting while the implements can't get out in the field and collect that data. So they have to do that by hand. Well, Sam Handheld is the perfect application for giving him his results in the moment. And another great application that came across our plate this week was a total acre farmer who's out tissue sampling every Monday. So for him, he's going to go out, take his tissue samples, and measure his soil in the immediate area that he's taken his tissue samples. So now he can correlate what's happening in his plant and his soil perfectly. So, I mean, again, we at Soil Action don't come up with any of this stuff. We're model builders. We have agronomists and soil agronomists, soil scientists on the team, but they're not producers. They don't go out in the field and do what you guys do. So we can only sort of theorize what the applications are going to be. You guys tell us how this is going to work. You guys tell us how you think about using it and what is valuable to you. And for that, we're very grateful because that really helps point us in the right direction on our product development. The other thing that we've accomplished recently is interoperability. Interoperability means that our models will work on multiple devices, multiple platforms. So to date, our SAM models run on 2 different NIRS platforms, soon to be 3. And the reason why that's important is because when we complete the designs for SAM Live, we're going to be giving them away to OEMs. We've talked to Deere and CNH and Yetter and Soil Warrior about just giving them the designs. We'll give you the engineering blueprints. We'll give you the supply chain. We'll tell you how to make it. And the reason for that is because we don't want to make hardware. Hardware exists and has existed for this technology for decades. It's already proven. The breakthrough that Soil Action has brought to it is that NIRS does not work in the presence of water. And that's what we have solved. If you recall, NIRS shines very bright light down on the soil, and the light that reflects back tells us what's in the soil. Well, if you shine light through water, it acts like a prism and bends that light and gives you false readings for the portion of the light spectrum associated to a particular chemical signature. And these chemical signatures are what identify with nitrogen or forms of nitrogen or phosphorus or chlorine or copper, zinc, all of them. So that's what we have solved. And by giving it away to multiple OEMs, we keep it competitive in the marketplace for the hardware. And it's our belief that this will help keep the hardware cost down. So we don't want this to land in the hands of Deere exclusively or Case exclusively, so they can go out and put a crazy markup on this thing. So the objective here is to keep everything accessible for the farmer. And then the way Soil Action makes our money is the subscription price per acre to our AI platform. Now, I want to talk about that just for a second as a refresher for everybody on the call. Ultimately, subscribing to SAM is going to be $13 an acre. $13 an acre is going to come when we can definitively prove to you that you will make more money using SAM at $13 an acre through input savings, the identification of underperforming fields, to give you the best shot at delivering the best margins in your operation. So today on our launch, and for everybody who signs up for a device, either a down payment for a SAM Live unit or purchase of a SAM handheld or a purchase of a SAM Live that gets you a SAM handheld for free use until the SAM Live unit shows up. Those are going to come out at $3 an acre. At $3 an acre, we know you guys are going to get return on your investment. And then we will ramp up the price slowly over the course of years. So you get comfortable with it, you figure out the best way to use it that delivers the best margins for you guys. That is pretty much the updates here. I will say one last thing that we were sort of surprised about. Our intention for the business was to serve row crops, corn and beans, because we believe that's where the greatest application was right out of the gate. But we have some turf grass people that are going to start using it in the service of golf courses, parks and recs. So that was kind of cool to see that sort of surface to us. We have seed companies that are going to start using it to, take one of the variables that they're measuring to continue to test and improve their genetics. They see the value in getting that information in real time, as well as getting much more granular data by being able to take many more samples than they would normally do through conventional soil testing. A, because it's a whole ton easier, and B, because it's a whole lot cheaper per sample. So that's what I've got this morning. Bob, I know you're on here and probably on mute since you've done all the torture testing out in the field. Anything you'd like to tell the group this morning about your experience?
Well, it's been interesting. Thanks, Jack. The thing that so intrigues me, not answering your question, yeah, the thing has worked. I've got a bucket full of broken smart firmers. I love smart firmers. I'm a precision planting fan. I love the data. I love seeing maps get created as I'm planting, but they're fragile. And so that became kind of for me the benchmark here. And so this on my planter is running parallel to some row units with smart firmers in it, and looks good. Um, Jack talked about light and things, and so when you think about light, you immediately think about dust or mud or whatever getting on the lens. It's been surprising to me that that has not been a problem. Um, it's the initial unit that I've been running is running in a planter furrow, and that's a pretty precious piece of space for people that are planting corn. And so the lens has not, I expected we'd be into the lens cleaning business for, data integrity and all that. That has not been a problem, which has been a pleasant surprise. Um, the other thing that always pushes my button is the granularity of data. As part of our ground truthing, we've been out doing, some 2.5 acre grids and all that. That just seems far too coarse for what the capability of this technology is. So I'm intrigued to get it scrunched down. You're going to learn a lot more. If we can get the right connectivity and all that, it should be really good. So, and it expect it will be.
Thanks, Bob. I think the very last thing, since you mentioned, being out in the field, we were actually out in Lawrence fields a couple of weeks ago, um, and we were able to gather a whole bunch of data, and then Lauren was kind enough to supply last year's yield data, and so we're going through and we're doing a whole correlation of soil chemistry data correlated to yield data. And at the end of the day, fellas, we think that's really where the rubber is going to meet the road for all of you. We'll get out there and prove that we can give you much more data, more valuable data, and deliver it to you in a format that's super easy to use, because nobody cares actually about a whole bunch of data. It's what you can do with it. And so we're very focused on delivering that in a very simple, quick way, because we know you have better things to do with your time than just stare at a bunch of data. And so layering in your yield data, your genetics data, your inputs data, in a way that delivers much more correlated value to you, that's where we're really going to help you drive margins in your operations. Um, I will say one last thing here, because I just mentioned a whole bunch of data sources that I know everybody is concerned about data privacy. We have a very rigorous data privacy policy that will be listed out on our website. Um, Tried to make it as short and as brief as possible, um, but we had to get an attorney involved to make sure that it was rigorous from your perspective. Um, and so everything's going to be very transparent about soil action. Um, oh, that, I said one last thing, but this is really the one last thing. Uh, the other thing that we heard from everybody when we first launched this company is that ag tech companies have come and ag tech companies have gone. And the one thing that you as customers are always interested in is, will that company share the risk with me? Or do I have to take all the risk on your unproven technology. And I'm here to tell you that we are going to share the risk with you. And the way we're going to do that is if you buy a Soil Action SAM device and for any reason you're not satisfied with it in the first year, you can send it back to me and I'll give you 80% of your money for that device back. If you use it for 2 years and you're not satisfied, you can send it back to me and I'll give you 66% of your money back. If you use it for 3 years successfully and show profit on your farm and your dog dies and you want to send it back to me because of that, I'll give you 33% of your money back. We are not expecting you to just take our word for it. We're in it with you, and we're going to deliver utility and value to you, or we don't really have a business. So all of that is clearly outlined on the pages, the online store, on our website. You can see all of that. So I want you all to know that we're in it with you for your success, because your success is our success. And with that, Lauren, I'm done. I'm happy to take any questions.
One thing I want go ahead, Jason.
Jack, this is Jason Russell. What does the unit cost, and what do you have to do to support the planter unit as far as gathering data?
Yep. So the SAM Live unit will retail for $10,000. You can buy that. So it's not available till the end of the year. But if you want to get on the waiting list for it, you can put $1,000 down payment down on that. If you want to start using a SAM handheld device right now, but your real intention is the SAM Live unit, if you buy a SAM Live unit outright for $10,000 right now, you put that money down, I will send you a SAM handheld device to use for free until your SAM Live unit is shipped to you. So again, we're trying to make this easy for people to get on board and start having an experience with this and to gain confidence that there's a lot of value to be derived from the technology. I mentioned that the SAM Live unit, the subscription will be by the acre. You get in this year and we will start you at $3 an acre. If you just want to use a SAM handheld device, let's say you don't see a use for the SAM Live because you want depths deeper than the furrow, you can buy a SAM handheld device for $5,000. And the subscription for that is actually in blocks of readings. So it's not a per acre, it is a per reading, meaning it is the equivalent of a soil test. And those will go out in blocks of 500, 1,000, or 2,000. If you buy a block of 500, they're $14 a piece. If you buy a block of 1,000, they're $12 a piece. If you buy a block of 2,000, they're $10 a piece. And the beautiful thing about a SAM handheld device is that can be shared. It can be shared with your friends, your neighbors. You can split the costs of these things. We really, again, are trying to make it accessible for people. So I also saw Adam Drulo cross my screen here a little bit ago, driving in his truck. Adam is also carrying the SAM technology for us, so you can get it from him. We are here to support both Adam's Precision Planting dealership, Cedar Ridge Precision, and the Hefty Seed Rockwell guys. The other part of your question was, how do we support that on the planter? Bob, you want to talk about how that fits on your planter unit?
Sure. Physically, the embodiment we have now, which I think is excellent, is Precision has a little bracket that slides the closing wheel back about 3 inches, and that includes some bracketry that then the physical connection to the planter is that it just slides in there, really in place of the smart firmer, but there's still room in front of it for the firmer. So mechanically, it's kind of a non-event really to get it on the planter. Um, we're having lots of conversations. Jack would testify to that. Lots of conversations about feeding the information in to John Deere Operations Center or whatever your ag data system is. That there's I think a sincere acknowledgement on the part of Soil Action that this is what people want to see. They ultimately machine control is the holy grail, but maps and indications of what you're getting as you're getting is pretty important too. So I guess it was the question really about mechanical interface or the information technology interface. I'll let Sam make the or let Jack make the commitments on the on both of those if he wants. But the mechanical part is a walk in the park. The technology always is more interesting.
Yeah. And so to that point, we've designed it to fit on the deer planter unit right out of the gate. I hope for obvious reasons because there are so many of them out in the market, and you got to start somewhere. But when that is fully finalized, and what I mean by that is the second version of Sam Live will be coming to Bob here in a couple of months for more torture testing. And once we sort of bottom out on that, it won't just be deer, but the specifications for the size, the area that it will fit, we will make that available as well because there are other units out in the market, other tractors, other planters. And, hopefully it's going to fit the vast majority of what guys are running out in the field. But, if it doesn't, the one thing that we've learned is y'all are pretty damn handy and creative, and I'm sure together we can figure out ways to make it fit your equipment. Um,
Jack, if I could just jump on top of that, my row unit is a Deere ME5. But one of the guidelines here was don't do anything to mess up the seed furrow or mess up the planting function. That's a very important thing going on. But the
yep,
the industry is full of planter add-ons, most of which tag on either beside the row unit or beside the row furrow or behind and are adding nutrients or closing wheels or whatever. This really is designed at this point to be yet another one of those add-ons that in general can be adapted to most any planter. There's always adaptations, but the ag industry knows really well about how to hang stuff onto a base planter unit without screwing up the planter.
yep. And then in terms of the data, um, even though the data is available in real time, the intention is that you're going out and you're collecting this data while you're doing other work you would be doing anyway. We don't really want uh, our technology to create more work for you. So, in that spirit, um, the data is all collected, and when you come out of the field in the evening and park the device close to a Wi-Fi connection, you literally can just download all your data right out of it. It's all collected on the unit, and then you can look at maps, get a quick visualization of what happened today. You can download that data as a CSV file. You can download that data, get it as a shape file, and then import it into what other platforms you and your agronomist are using in service of your operations. The SAM handheld device is a little different. It is an OEM device. It's made by a company called Trinamix, and they are a division of BASF. That device actually needs a connection, needs a cellular connection to the internet. Sam Live will not. Sam Live will run all on board, so you don't have to worry about connectivity. Sam Live needs that connection to go up to the Trinamix website or server, and as it's getting ready to come back down to the app on your phone that you're operating it from, it makes a little quick detour into the soil action models and then comes back down into your phone. And that's how we deliver you filtered, clean, absolute measurements on the fly with that device. So Sam Live, Sam handheld, same model, just different ways that the raw data gets into it. Did we answer your question?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, awesome.
A question I had for you, Jack, is when are you guys going to be back in Iowa then? I know you're coming August 11th for our event. You mentioned having some events kind of to debut, Sam?
Yeah, so we sort of left it a little bit up in the air. So we met with Spencer Stensrud on Monday evening, and we kicked the tires on that a little bit. So one of the things I want to make sure, Lauren, is that we have enough SAM handheld devices available. Since we're purchasing them from an OEM, we've got to actually physically get those devices in hand. So I would like to come back in a couple of weeks, but we're bumping up against the 4th of July holiday. So probably mid-July is when I foresee me coming back on my Iowa World Tour. It's kind of be dependent on you guys. When I saw Adam Drulow this week, he had just come out of the field from spraying, and I asked him when he was going to take a breath, and he sort of looked at me with a quizzical look, and he said, September, maybe August.
I was going to
So
say December.
yeah. So anyway, look, we're just gonna keep coming back. I'm probably going to be in Iowa every 6 to 8 weeks. That's just gonna be my cadence because I know you guys. You best laid plans of mice and men. You can make a plan, and shit happens, and you gotta take care of your number one priority. So it's my goal to be out there enough so that I'm personally accessible to you guys. Our sales partners are always in your market, so they are always accessible to you. So we're going to try and look. My wife hates it, but this thing is always on, and everybody gets my cell phone number because I'm the guy that if you have any problems, frustrations, dissatisfaction, I'm the guy who's going to resolve that for you. I may not be able to resolve it personally myself, but I'm the guy who's going to run it to ground for you. And that's my commitment to you.
And I can speak to that for your team. When I'm sitting in the tractor waiting for Bob, we get quick response. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording or stop the recording, and then if you have questions, feel free